Hello, and welcome back to From the Field. I'm your host, Kaitlin Berger, the editor of Top Crop Manager magazine for Western Canada. And join me in welcoming our guest today, Deanna McLennan, technical sales manager at FMC. Thanks for joining us, Deanna.
Hi, Caitlin.
Today, we're going to be talking about the next stage of the Focus brand of herbicides. But before we dive into what's new for 2026, let's start with the proven product. So, Deanna, can you tell us what is Focus herbicide?
Okay, so Focus is a proven pre-emergence herbicide registered ahead of many crops. So this includes lentils, spring wheat, winter wheat, field peas, and more. And Focus is what we call a complete solution product. So these products always have a burnoff and an extended weed control component. In Focus, the burn-off component is carfentrazone, and this active ingredient is very strong on broadleaf weeds like kochia, flaxweed, stinkweed, and lamb's quarters. And in Focus, the extended weed control component is peroxysulfone. So this active has extended activity on both grassy and broadleaf weeds, and it's a group 15 mode of action. So with the broadleaf weeds, we're getting control of cleavers, redroot pigweed, and importantly, I guess suppression of kochia. But it also does have activity on the grassweed spectrum. So thinking of suppression on foxtail barley, also suppression of group 1 and group 2 resistant wild oats, and control of green foxtail.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, now that we've kind of covered the basics of Focus herbicide, let's talk about Focus NXT. Why did FMC introduce Focus NXT herbicide and who is it designed for?
Okay, so starting with what Focus NXT is, it's a new co-pack of Focus at the high rate, packaged with a jug of florasulam. And this product, it was designed for spring wheat growers in the black soil zone. We have been finding over the past few years that more and more growers in the black soil zones have been using Focus to manage, I guess, either group 1 or group 2 resistant wild oats and other weeds in spring wheat. However, one gap on the Focus label is flushing volunteer canola. So with the addition of florasulam in this co-pack, we are now getting control of volunteer canola, as well as enhanced burn-off of weeds like wild buckwheat, hemp nettle, and sow thistle. So the one, I guess, caveat here is Focus NXT does have a pretty specific use pattern. Since this co-pack contains the high rate of focus or the higher rate of peroxysulfone, Focus NXT should only be applied to spring wheat fields that have greater than 3% organic matter.
And finally, can you bring both of these solutions together for us? So, how do Focus herbicide and Focus NXT herbicide work together as options for growers?
So they both are still really excellent tools for early season weed control. The original Focus is a good choice for growers looking for extended broadleaf and grassy weed control, and broadleaf burn-off control in lentils, field peas, and field corn. And it can also be a good fit for any spring wheat growers who have fields where flushing volunteer canola isn't a major concern, or maybe fields that just have lower organic matter. And then Focus NXT would be the step up for any spring wheat acres in the black soil zone. And just adding in that extra active ingredient provides that stronger control of flushing volunteer canola and again, other broadleaf weeds that florasulam has activity on. And if you have any further questions on Focus or the new Focus NXT co-pack, you can reach out to your local FMC account manager or retail.
Okay, thanks so much for clarifying this, and thanks for these helpful insights. Deanna, that's all for today. I'm glad you could join us for this episode of From the Field.
Thank you. Have a great day.